So we finally got a gameplay loop, and this is where things get interesting and a bit complex. So, if you aren't a math person or a numbers loving person like me, I am neither of those. Let me tell you, this one is gonna be just a bit complex, but not overwhelming because at the end, everything is gonna connect and it's gonna be very, very fun, okay? So, bear with me because finally, we're going to go and see how the sausage is made in a turn based battle system, okay? So, let's get into it to see how it works. Okay, so let's come back into Unity and let's open our battle manager script. Okay, so let's open that one. Great. So we'll be working with this one first. So the first thing we want to do before going into all of this math that we're going to be building today is let's go into our setup battle method, and in our setup battle method we're gonna add the part where we decide who attacks first. Okay, depending on the speed and depending on the level of the creature, we're gonna decide who goes first. Okay, so we're gonna go here and inside the setup battle coroutine we're gonna add this simple code. Okay, so if player unit creature dot speed, we want to know the speed of our player is less than enemy unit dot creature dot speed. Okay, we want to do, what are we going to do first? If this is less than this one, we want to start the coroutine of the enemy action. Okay, so we're going to start coroutine, and this is going to be enemy action. Great. Okay, so there it is. Else, if the player unit speed is faster than the enemy unit, we want to do what? The player action, right? Okay, so we're gonna cut this one and we're gonna copy that inside our code. Okay, our if else statement. Okay, so we're gonna leave this message. No, we're gonna copy and paste this message and we're gonna uh, place it before we decide who attacks first, because we need the message to tell us whatever creature appeared, and then the enemy is gonna attack if it's faster than us, or we are going to have the opportunity to attack if we are faster than the enemy. Okay, so that's gonna be the first thing that we're gonna do. We're gonna save this and we're gonna see if it works, if it has no issues, and after that we're gonna continue and go into the math of the attacks. Okay, so we're gonna save this. We're gonna go back into Unity. Let's wait for it to compile. Great. Okay, so let's hit up play, but before that, let's go and find our player creature and see what level it has. Okay, so we want to make this one a higher level than the player. Okay, so we can try the attacking first of the enemy. Okay, so let's select the enemy and it has a level 10. Let's see the player, it has a level 6. Okay, so that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna go and press play and see what's up with this. Okay, the creature appeared, and as you can see, the creature attacked first before we could go inside this menu, which has the buttons. Okay, so we're gonna fight, we're gonna hit it. Yes, it's working okay. Everything is working okay. The game loop is working okay. So now we can go into the next part. Okay, so let's try this one more time to see how it works. Yes, we have the message, and now it attacks first. Okay, yes, everything is working great. Okay, so now we're going to go back into the code and we're gonna start coding the math of the attacks. Okay, so let's go into that. Okay, so let's go into our health bar first. Okay, so we're gonna start fixing things from the smallest things that we need to fix up until the biggest ones that we need to fix. Okay, so the easiest one for now is making the health bar work. Okay, so we're gonna go here into the health bar, and inside the health bar script we're gonna add a new method. Okay, so we wanna set the animation of the health bar going smoothly second by second, frame by frame. Okay, showing a smooth decreasing of the health bar. Okay, if we didn't use this method, the health bar size would change in big steps. Okay, so we want to see it decreasing in incremental smooth steps. Okay, so we're gonna go and code that. So let's go back into our Visual Studio Code, and here inside the health bar class, the main class, we're gonna create a coroutine. Okay, so we're gonna be calling this one in other places, but we're gonna be creating it here. So this is gonna be called set smooth HP. Okay, and this method is gonna be needing a float value, and which float value is gonna be calling for the normalist value, the same one we were using for the set HP. This one is gonna be the same type of value that we're gonna be using to do this animation. Okay, so this is gonna be a float, and this is gonna be called normalized value also. Okay, so we're gonna go inside it so we can start building this coroutine. So let's start with a float, which is gonna be called current scale. Okay, and we're gonna assign this one to the health bar and to the transform and the local scale. Okay, and dot x, we want to get that value, we want to assign to that value. Okay, and we want a float, this one gonna be called update quantity. Okay, and this one is gonna be current scale, which is the one we just created, minus normalized value. Okay, so this is the value that is gonna give us the decreasing of the points. Okay, and changing the length of our health bar. Okay, so now we're gonna go and we're gonna create a while loop to make this work. Okay, so this is gonna be while, okay, current scale, which is the one we just created, minus normalized value, which is all of these result. So we can do that here, or we can use the update quantity we just created. Okay, so let's use the update quantity we just created. Okay, so we're gonna be using that one directly. So if update quantity is bigger than mathf dot epsilon, and what does this mean? Mathf dot epsilon, this is a very tiny number. This is the smallest value we can have here in this coding language. I don't know if it works like that in others, but this would be the tiniest value that is bigger than 0. Okay, so we want to know if this update quantity value is bigger than 0. Okay, even if it is very tiny. Okay, while update quantity is bigger than 0, we're gonna be doing this. Current scale is gonna be, we're gonna make this math operation, and update quantity is gonna be multiplied by time dot delta time. Okay, so what is gonna be happening here? Okay, so this is gonna be updating this current scale. Okay, we're gonna be updating the x value constantly. Okay, dynamically, and it's gonna be updating it multiplied by the time delta time, so we can see it happening in real time. Okay, so after that we want to have a health bar dot transform dot local scale. Okay, let me fix that, and we want to assign that to a new value. okay? And which value is gonna be a new vector 3 current scale. We wanna get that result and we wanna assign it to the x value of our form, our bar, okay? So that is what we want to do, and this is gonna be repeating in this loop, okay? And then because this is a coroutine, we really don't need anything after that, so this is gonna be a yield return null. Okay, okay, great. And just after that, we're gonna be setting the health bar dot transform dot local scale again, and this is gonna be new vector 3, and let's open up parentheses to set it up, and this is gonna be all the same thing, okay? So we want to be updating that value constantly, okay? So after this finishes, we're gonna be asking if update quantity, which is this one, this result is bigger than just a number that is just a bit bigger than 0, we're gonna be updating this, okay? So when we get out of this loop, where we want to go into here, okay? So this is the thing, the math that is gonna make this bar update dynamically. So we're not gonna be calling it or referencing it here. We're gonna be doing that in the battle manager. So we're gonna save this up because this isn't gonna work yet because we have no math to decrease health points in the battle. So we're gonna save this and we're gonna be calling it in a bit, okay? So now let's go into the battle HUD before going to the creature, okay? So we wanna set a bit where this is gonna be working. So let's go into the battle HUD script. You have it in your folder or you can find it here. I already had it opened. And inside our battle HUD script, let's add a new variable. Okay, so we wanna differentiate the creature variable because we have already this one called creature, but we want to differentiate it with another value that we're gonna be using here in the script, okay? So let's create a new private of class creature also, but let's put the underline or understroke, whatever name you call it, the underline and the name creature, okay? So we want to assign that here in the set creature data, and this is gonna be obviously this is gonna be equal to creature, okay? So let me fix that, and there it is. Okay, so maybe this doesn't make sense right now, but in a bit, let me tell you that is gonna make lots of sense, okay? So now let's add a new method that is gonna be called update creature data, and inside this method is where we'll be calling the method we just created, okay? The one for the HB bar, okay? So let's go after our set creature data. Yes, just right here, just down here. And let's start here. This is gonna be a public void update creature data, and we wanna have a value, and this value is gonna be an int, and it's gonna be called old HB value, okay? Because we wanna get that last value from our health points, whatever it is, from the creature, the player creature, or the enemy. We wanna get that last number to start updating the data inside our HUD, okay? So let's go and create this method, okay? So first, inside this method, we want to call the coroutine I just said. This one was inside health bar, and this one set smooth HP. And remember, this method is gonna be wanting a float value, which is gonna be which one the normalized value. Which was the normalized value? It was the creature, okay, HP. Let's find that one there, divided by the creature max HP. Okay, there it is. Okay, but we wanna get a float value here, so we're gonna convert it here into a float inside the parentheses. Let's set this one to float, so all of the result of this one is gonna be a float value, so we have no issues with that result. Okay, so after that we wanna call also a new coroutine. We're gonna comment this line before going into building this coroutine, so let's write it first. This is gonna be a decrease health points. This is gonna be the name of the coroutine, and we wanna pass also the old HP value. Okay, so that is the one that we're gonna be using there. Okay, so we have an error because that one doesn't exist yet, so let's comment that and let's go after here. Okay, so here we're gonna be creating that coroutine to go decreasing the health points of whatever creature we have inside the screen. Okay, so obviously this is gonna be an enumerator. This is gonna be called decrease health points. Okay, and we wanna get what value? The same one we were using up there, the old health points value. Okay, so this is gonna be working like this, while our old HP value is bigger than our creature health points. We want this to happen. Okay, we want what to happen? Old HP value, we wanna subtract from that value. Okay, we wanna subtract that value. So right now we really don't know what value is that one HP value. That is gonna be working with the math that we're gonna go building in the battle manager and the creature. Okay, but here we are building the bare bones that are gonna make this work. Okay, this is where we are going to be subtracting the value to reduce the health of whatever creature is inside the screen. And after that, after we decrease the health points, we want to return new. Okay, and we're gonna be waiting just a little bit, like half a second, just a bit less than half a second. Okay, after that happens, so this is where we decrease the points. Okay, this is where we decrease the health points to go and update. So I'm gonna uncomment that so we can go here and update the creature data in real time dynamically. Okay, so now let's go into building the meat and potatoes of this battle system and go and see how the math works. Okay, so let's go and do that. Okay, so let's open up our creature base script. Okay, so inside of our creature base script, and pay me attention here because if you don't, isn't going to work. We're gonna be adding a new class, but outside of our creature base class. So be mindful of not doing this inside this main class. We gotta do it outside, like this ones, like the one for the creature type and the learnable attacks. Okay, so let's do this one just after our creature type because those ones are related. We wanna use this one as a reference for building this one. Okay, so this is gonna be a matrix, and a matrix is an array. It's a two-dimensional array. So we're gonna be having rows and columns to get a value, a result, to see how one type of attack or creature affects another type of attack or creature. Okay, So these are our type of creatures and attacks. So we want to know if a fire creature affects more a normal creature, or if a fire creature affects less an explosive creature, and that is what we're gonna be building with a matrix, which, as I said, is a two-dimensional array. Okay, so let's go into doing that just after this one. So we're gonna be creating a new public class. This is gonna be called a type matrix. Okay, so there it is. So let's open up, close curly brackets, and first, this is how we declare these matrices. Okay, so this is gonna be a public static float. We're gonna be getting a float result from this. This is gonna be, as I said, it is a two-dimensional array, and this is how we declare it. Okay, so now this is gonna be equal to, and let's open up curly brackets again inside here, and let's add this one. Okay, so let's start with some comments. Let's start with some comments here. This is gonna be the line for the normal row. This is gonna be the normal row. Okay, so bear with me to see how what I'm talking about. This is gonna be nor, and as I said, this is gonna be a comment. Okay, so this is gonna be a new float, and okay, sorry for that. It's gonna be new float. Let's open up square brackets, and after that, bear with me how I'm writing this, because how you write it is what is gonna enable you to see this in an organized, orderly manner as a table visually. Okay, so let's do it like this. So let's open up curly brackets, and inside our curly brackets, we're gonna be setting up these values. These are going to change and can change. Okay, so after each value, add two spaces. This is for order, and a comma, two spaces, and another value, comma, two spaces, another value, comma, two spaces. Okay, so there it is. We need 5 values because we have 5 types, okay, inside our game. This can be any amount of types of creature or attacks. That is up to you to use how many you want. As I said in the first video, I'm using the ones from Borderlands here. That is my reference because I love that game when I played it some years ago. I'm not gonna be using the Pokemon ones because those are way too much, and that can become very complex. And we just want to learn how this works, okay? In the simplest manner, okay? So we're gonna be using those 4, and after that, let's hit a comma, okay? So now let's copy and paste this line, okay? After this one, okay? And as I said, these need to be 5 of those. And why did I add a space after these values? Because before this one, we're gonna be adding a comment line, and now as this is a table, we want the values for the columns on top of here. Okay, so this is gonna be the normal value, and this is gonna be the, okay, so let me fix this one. So fire, shock, explosive, and corrosive. Okay, so this is gonna be fire, this is gonna be shock, this is gonna be explosive, and this is gonna be corrosive. Okay, so there it is. So this one's gonna be normal column, this is gonna be the fire column, this is gonna be the shock column, this is gonna be the explosive column, and finally our corrosive column. Okay, so how does this work? We're gonna be getting values, we're gonna be getting a result to see what type of damage does a normal type of attack makes to a corrosive creature, or a fire type of attack makes to a shock creature, or a shock type of attack makes to another shock creature. Okay, so this is where we're gonna be setting those values. Okay, so after that we wanna create the method that is gonna be giving us that result. Okay, obviously. So just after this curly bracket, let's add our semicolon so we don't get that error. Okay, so this is gonna be a public static float, and we're gonna be calling this one get molt effectiveness. So why this name? Because we want to get the effectiveness of one type of attack against another type of creature. Okay, so this is gonna be calling for two arguments. The first one is gonna be creature type attack type, and it's gonna be creature type and defender type. Okay, so we want to know our attack type, and we want to know the type of our defender creature. Okay, that is what we want to know. And inside this one, we are going to assign two values. Okay, first we want to get the value from the row that we're gonna be using. Okay, so let's open up here parentheses. This is gonna be an int to see which value of these ones, of any of these rows we're gonna be using. This is gonna be the attack type. As I said, first we want to know what type of attack is going to be selected, and after that we want to know which type of creature is gonna be damaged, gonna get damaged by that attack. Okay, so this is where we're gonna be setting the defender type. So we want to return from this get molt effectiveness method, we want to return the result of these two values. Okay, what we want to get first the row, and we want to get second the column. Okay, so there it is. Now we have our method to get the result of what one type of attack is gonna be doing to whatever type of creature. Okay, so let's set this up here right now before going into doing anything else. So let's decide. A normal type of creature is gonna be doing 1 point. This is just a value that we're gonna be using inside another math. These aren't health points or whatever. This is just one value that we're gonna be using in another math formula inside the creature, inside the method, inside the creature. So don't worry, because this isn't any type of final result about damage or health points reduced in any type of creature. Okay, so the normal type of attack is gonna be doing one point of damage to whatever other creature. And let's say the fire creatures, the fire attacks are gonna be doing a 1.5 type of damage against a normal creature, but against a fire creature is gonna be half damage. Okay, because they are of the same type of creature, let's say. And let's say the fire is gonna be doing 1 point against the shock type and against the explosive types, because maybe if we add fire to an explosion, it's gonna be more damaging. We're gonna be setting this one to 1.5, for example. And let's set this one to against a corrosive creature to set it up to 1. So let's go now into shock. This shock creature is gonna be making what type of damage against a normal creature? A 1.5. We're gonna set this one to 1.52, and against a fire creature, yeah, maybe 1.5. And against their own type, let's set always their own types. We're gonna set them up to half. Okay, so they don't make that much damage to their own type of creatures. Okay, so there it is. So let's set this one to 1 also, maybe, yeah, this one to 1 also. So an explosive creature is gonna be doing, let's say, we're gonna be using a 2 here because this should be the explosive attack. This should be very powerful against a normal type of creature. Okay, so there it is. And against a fire type of creature, yeah, 1.5, that would be okay. Against a shock type of creature, let's set this one to 0.5. There it is. And also here, as I said, the same type of creatures, yeah, maybe 1.5, or maybe if we added an explosive, no, let's leave that one. We're gonna keep that rule. Okay, so yeah, here we're gonna be using that corrosive is gonna be using a 1.5 against normal type of creatures, and let's leave all of these ones to 1 except their own type. Okay, so there it is. Now we have our table to decide what type of damage some type of attacks do against some type of creatures. Okay, so now let's go into using this result in our make damage or attacking formula, but we're gonna be doing that inside our creature script. Okay, so let's save this one and let's go into that. Okay, so let's open up our creature script. Here it is. So first, we wanna go inside our main class. This is gonna be built inside our creature class. Okay, so do not go outside this last curly bracket because all of this is going to go, not all of it, but some of it is going to go inside this main class. Okay, so let's do this before this random attack method we had created. We're gonna start building this. Okay, so first we're gonna be, no, before doing this, so we don't get some errors, let's go outside our main class. Sorry for that. Let's build this method because this one we're gonna be using it a lot inside the method that we're gonna be building inside here. So let's set it up here first before going into that. So this is a simple one. This is gonna be a public class, and this is gonna be called damage description. There it is. We're creating that class so we can use that one. And we wanna create here 3 variables, and these variables are gonna be set wherever we're gonna be using this method. Okay, so the first one is gonna be float. This is gonna be called critical, and as I said, we're gonna be whatever getting or setting this value. So we're gonna be setting this to get, this to set, and there it is. Okay, so this is just like the bare bones because here we're not saying anything. This value is gonna be coming from any other place where we use this method, okay, or this variable. And we need another one called type, and this is where things get interesting, and this also is gonna be the same. Okay, it's gonna be using whatever values we pass on the place we're gonna be using these ones. And the last one is gonna be a boolean. It's gonna be the one that says if the creature is dead or if it isn't dead. Okay, so that can be true or false, obviously. Okay, and that also is gonna be set in another place. Okay, great. So now we built that, and now we can go back into our main class. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna be adding a method here called damage description. Okay, or let me see, receive damage. Yeah, this is gonna be called receive damage. Sorry, damage description is this one. Okay, so let's go here. This is gonna be called public. This is of the class damage description. This is where we're gonna be using this one, as I said, because here it's just like a bare bones. This is what we want before going to this one. So this is gonna be of class damage description, and this is gonna be called receive damage. Okay, great. And the math that we're gonna be building is gonna be the result of the damage received by the creatures, not the attack given by the creatures per se. So that's why we're gonna be calling this one receive damage and not attack damage. Okay, so there it is. So let's start building this one because this one is a bit long. Okay, so we need two arguments. We need an attacker creature and its attack. Okay, we need the attack that is gonna be happening after this. Okay, or inside this. Okay, so there it is. So first, we're gonna be creating a value for the critical. It's gonna be 1F. Okay, so bear with me. All of this is gonna, the points are gonna connect, and this is gonna make sense as we go writing this. So if random dot range dot 0 comma 100F, so it's bigger than 5F, this is gonna be a critical. Okay, so that's where things get interesting. So what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Okay, so this critical value is what would we call a modifier inside inside this result of the damage received by the creature. Where is all of this coming from? In the course I used to learn this type of system, this formula came from a website called the Bulbapedia, which is a website about Pokemon. Okay, so let's fire up Safari here just to see that, and let's go into the Bulbapedia, and there it is. And the Bulbapedia is like a Wikipedia about Pokemon. Okay, so let's find this one, damage or attack formula. Okay, so let's try and find that one. Okay, so let's go damage formula. There it is. Yeah, this is the one that we're gonna be using. Okay, so we're gonna be using this one. Okay, so in the generation 1 of Pokemon, this is the formula that happens, the math how the damage is calculated, uh, uh, depending on the attack we select against the creature. Okay, so it looks a bit complex for non-math people like me, but it all makes sense when we connect all of it. Okay, so damage is gonna be the result of 2 times the level of the creature times the critical, which is the value we just created, and we get this result divided by 5 and plus 2. And then we multiply whatever happens here by the power of that attack or the creature times the attack divided by the defense. And whatever result we get here, it gets divided by 50. And we then get plus 2. We add 2 points to that. And whatever result happens inside here is multiplied by these modifiers, which is the type of the attacker times the type of the defender times some random value we can add there to the formula, okay, to make it more dynamic. And we don't know what's gonna happen, and we can add some randomness to the game, okay. So this is the one that we're gonna be using. So let's go back here. So now we understand why we're creating this critical one, okay. So the critical is a value that is decided. We throw some type of dice. We want to get some type of random number between 1 and 100, and if that number is more than 5, then critical, then that attack is gonna be critical, okay. So that's where this is coming from, okay, to make some sense to it. Okay, so there it is, the first thing. After that, we wanna create a type variable, and this is where we're gonna be using the one we created, the type matrix. And inside the type matrix, remember, we have that method get multi-effectiveness. And what are we gonna pass to that one? We're gonna pass the attack base dot type. Remember, this method wants the type of the attack, and comma this. And what do we mean by this here in Unity in C#? This is referring to this class, this creature, okay. This dot base dot type, we want to go inside that value, okay, the type of this creature, okay. So there it is. Now we have another modifier, another value to add to that formula, okay. So now let's create a variable called damage desk, okay. This is gonna be assigned to new damage description. Remember, the class we just created. And then we're gonna be setting that one to here, and critical is gonna be equal to critical, the one we just created up there. Type is gonna be equal to type, which is the one we just created here. As you can see, we're using and we're gonna be assigning those values. Gonna be equal to type. There it is. And dead for now is gonna be equal to false, okay. So we're gonna set that value to false. Okay, so let's continue on building this formula, the one we just saw on the website. Okay, so now we need float, and this is gonna be called modifiers, and this is gonna be equal to random dot range, okay. And we're gonna be using a value between 0.84 f and 1.0. We are gonna be getting a value between these two numbers and multiplied by here. This is gonna be multiplied by the, let me find that one, by the type and the critical, okay. So these results of whichever happens here, let me add so remember, because this one is of this type of class, this needs one at the end, semicolon, there it is. Okay, so don't forget to add the semicolon when you are using this type of variables and assigning it to this type of class. Okay, so there it is. So first, these ones are the modifiers. So we're gonna be getting this number, another random number, multiplied by the type, which is the result of our matrix, the one we just created some minutes ago, and multiplied by the critical, which is here. So we want to know if this is a critical attack, and that is gonna happen just sometimes depending on these dice that we throw here. Okay, so there it is. That is the first part of the formula. Second part, this is gonna be float also. This is gonna be called the base damage. Okay, this is gonna be equal to, and let's open up here, double parenthesis. This is gonna be 2 times attacker dot level. Okay, so we wanna get the level from the attacker. Okay, and we're gonna divide that by 5f plus 2, and this is all coming from that formula I told you from the website. Okay, so if you want to check that, you want to reference that, or you want to change that, go to the website, and you're gonna see that all of this that I'm building here is related to that. Okay, so that is the first part of this base damage result. And outside this one, this first parenthesis, we want to get attack dot base dot power. Remember, each attack has its own power value. We want to get that power. Here is where we're gonna be using that. We want to multiply that result. We want to multiply it by the, let me open up another parenthesis to add another value here, attacker dot attack, and divided by, and let's set this one to a float because this result is gonna be a float, and the defense, there it is. Okay, so this is a long one. Okay, so don't worry, this is the longest one, and we're gonna be finishing this one in a bit. And as it said in the website, let's open up Safari here. All of these, which is what I built, is divided by 50. So let's go back in here and let's divide all of that result by 50. Okay, so outside of this parenthesis, let's divide by 50f, and as it said in the formula, plus 2. Okay, so after that we're gonna be adding plus 2, and that is our base damage. And that this is where things start to get a bit complex and overwhelming for people that don't like math like me. Okay, so if you like math, maybe you feel like a fish in the water right now, but some of us don't. Okay, so that's why this is a slow process. So after that, we wanna create another variable, which is gonna be called the total damage. And remember, the total damage is an int because we need a whole number. We don't want a float number from this result because we're gonna be using this on the health bar and also on some numbers, some type of text numbers that we're gonna be adding to the HUD. Okay, so we don't want to be seeing any type of decimal numbers in those numbers that are gonna be displayed by text inside the HUD. So that's why the result needs to be an int and not a float. Okay, so this int called total damage is gonna be equal to mathf dot floor to int. Okay, so what is this method floor to int? Whatever value we get from the base damage multiplied by the modifiers, whatever value we get between these two numbers, which is this one and this one, let's say, for example, we get a 2.35 of value. This floor twin is gonna round that to 2. Okay, that is gonna be rounded to 2. If we got a 34.76, this floor twin method is gonna round that to a 36. Okay, so that's what's happening here. So after this, now we have our damage. This is already working. This is already looking like something that works. Okay, so after that, let's start decreasing the health points. Okay, so HP is gonna be equal less, and this is the short way of writing this math. HP is gonna be equal to total damage. Okay, there it is. There is where things are happening. So if, let's open up here a parenthesis, if HP is less than or equal to 0, then what is gonna happen? Damage, remember the variable we just created here, the one of class damage description. Remember this was false here. We wanna set the damage dead equal to true. If it is equal or less than 0, this is gonna be equal to true. Okay, so if damage desk is equal to 0, this is gonna be true. Okay, if it is not equal to 0, this is gonna be still working. Okay, we're not gonna be dead. We are still alive. So we wanna return whatever damage desk is. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so just for the health bar not going to the left side when we go into a negative value, because when a creature is dead, this total damage result, the health points result, it's gonna start going into negative values. So here inside, we wanna set always that one to 0, and that can't go under 0. And this is where we make sure that the health bar isn't going to the left side of things. Okay, so now, as you can see, we've built the receive damage formula, the math that is gonna happen whenever we click one of those attacks, and the creature is gonna receive all of this damage, which was decided by all of these numbers that are inside here, that were coming, as I said, from this formula that we found here in the Bulbapedia, which is like the Wikipedia for Pokemon. Okay, so there it is. So we're gonna save this, and we're gonna continue and go on building this, because here we just built it. Okay, but we aren't using it yet. We gotta start using this one. So before anything else, let's go here and let's copy this one, the one we had, the random attack. Let's cut it, and let's maybe we can leave it inside here. No, let's leave that one outside for now. If we need to move it later, we're gonna move it, but for now we're gonna leave it there. Yeah, it's inside the receive damage. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, let's leave it there. Okay, great. Okay, yes, this random attack is inside the main creature class. Yeah, that's where we need it. Okay, so sorry for that. So now let's go into the battle manager And that's the place that we're gonna be using all of this math that we just built. Okay, so let's go and do that. Okay, let's go and do that for now. Okay, so let's go into our battle manager. Long time no see, battle manager, and let's find our enemy action method. We're gonna start with that one, and just after this line, the one that said which attack our enemy uses, we're gonna be adding where we wanna start setting the health points of it. Okay, of the enemy. Here we're gonna be setting that. Okay, so we're gonna be setting here var called old HP value. Remember the one we said we were gonna use at the beginning of this video, enemy unit creature, and here we set the HP of it, the health points of it. After that, we wanna get the attack animation. That is okay. We wanna use the receive attack animation of the player unit. That is okay. And after that, we wanna use a variable called damage desk, and this is gonna be equal to the player unit creature. And remember which method we just created to do this? Receive damage method. That's the one that is gonna be happening now after these animations happen, after our creature attacks us. This is where all of this math is gonna be happening. Okay, so we wanna set the receive damage, and remember, receive damage wants two things. It wants the enemy unit creature, it wants to know the creature, and the attack. Okay, so which is this attack? Remember, some random attack inside the enemy unit, but this method wants some attack inside here. Okay, so there it is. So now in our player HUD, we wanna update our creature data, and let me fix that one. I have a typo here, so let's go into our battle HUD, update creature data. Yeah, there it is. Okay, sorry for that. So let's go back into here and update creature data. And remember, let's go back into the battle HUD, and this update creature data wants a value, the old health points value. And where are we getting that? We're getting that here. Okay, we're getting that from the enemy creature health points. So there it is. We already created that variable, and this is where we're gonna be using that one. Okay, so there it is. Okay, and after that, we want to yield return, and we're gonna be creating a new coroutine here. So let me set this line to a comment for now before going into that. Okay, so we wanna set a new method, a conventional method, and this method is gonna be called show damage description. Okay, that is the method that we're gonna be using, show damage description. Okay, so this method is gonna be built like this. Okay, so let's go into outside of here. In the end, just remember, this also goes inside our main class. This is gonna be enumerator. Yeah, let's build it with a coroutine also. It's gonna be a show damage description, and this is gonna be needing a damage description result. Where is this coming from? From the creature. Remember, we just created that. This is gonna be called a desk, just for a short form. Okay, so there it is. So let's start building. And remember, this damage description class, we could set those values to anything we want. Okay, so we're gonna do that just here. So if we're gonna be doing that desk dot critical, remember this is gonna be bigger than 1. If that is bigger than 1, we wanna write a message here. Yield return battle dialog box, which is the one that writes the messages. We're gonna set a dialog, and this dialog is gonna say a critical hit. Okay, great. That is looking nice. Okay, so if our desk dot type is bigger than 1, remember these were int values or float values. Let me confirm. Yeah, these were float values. Okay, if desk dot type is bigger than 1, then we can also say yield return battle dialog box dot set dialog, and we can say this one, it is extremely effective. So if that type of attack is bigger than 1, and where are we getting that value bigger than 1? Remember, that was coming from the matrix. Okay, so if shock type attack attacks a normal one, is it bigger than 1? Yes, it's bigger than 1. So that is gonna be super effective, extremely effective. Okay, so that's where we're getting this result. Okay, so that's how that works. And finally, we want to know, we want to set the last one. It's gonna be desk dot type, and this can be, if it is less than 1, remember we can set this one to yield return battle dialog box set dialog, and we can say it is not effective. Okay, so remember, when, let me add this semicolon here, when we attack creatures of our same type, this is not going to be effective, and we can write a message inside there. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That is what we're gonna be needing there. So let's go back into our enemy action, and let's fix it at the end. Okay, so we wanna start here, yield return, and remember, now we have our show damage description, and damage desk is the value that we're gonna pass. Where is damage desk coming? It's coming from this variable. Okay, remember, this is the one that we're gonna be assigning here. Okay, so now, before going back into our enemy, we wanna know if we have been killed before we go back into our player, sorry, we want to know if we have been killed by that enemy. Okay, so that's where we're gonna this is where we're gonna know if we are dead. So if damage desk dot dead, if we are dead, remember that method knows when we are dead, because it knows if our health points go down to 0. We wanna first yield return battle dialog box that set dialog, and we wanna say, okay, we wanna say you have been killed by whom? By the enemy unit. Okay, enemy unit dot creature dot base dot name. We want to get that name here. Let's close here, and there it is. That's the message that we want to find. Okay, so this is the name. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we want to get that value. You have been killed by whatever the name of our enemy is. Okay, so it looks like a bit confusing, like a bit funny, right? Because we are getting the message for the player inside the enemy action and not in any place related to the player. But that's how this logic works. Okay, so we can only know if we have been killed after all of this happens. Okay, so that's why we're gonna be setting this message here, not in any place related to the player. Okay, so player unit, and remember the player unit had a play death animation, the one we created in the battle unit, which is this one. We want to play that animation from the player if we are dead, and then we can wait just half a second. Okay, yield return, new, wait for seconds. Okay, 1.5 seconds. Okay, so if we are dead here, depending on what type of game, maybe you are making a top-down game, or maybe you are making just a game just with battles or with cards. Here, when we have been killed, you can implement the end of the battle. So here you can change camera to go back into the main menu because you're dead, or go back into a hospital like in Pokemon, or whatever you want, okay, or a game over. Here is where that would happen. Implement the end of the battle or the game over, or whatever you are using, or how you want to build your game. Okay, so that's where that happens. Okay, so if we aren't dead, else if we aren't dead, what is gonna happen? What should happen if we aren't dead? Obviously, we wanna copy, cut, and paste. We wanna see the player action coroutine happen again. We wanna have the option of attacking the enemy again if we aren't dead. Okay, so that was what we wanted to add here. We needed to add here to the enemy action before going into what the player does. Okay, with all the math that we just built for the damage. Okay, so now let's go into our player to build what is needed for the player. Okay, so let's go and do that. Okay, so let's go back down to our select attack method. Okay, so first thing first, when we go into our select attack method, we also want to know which is the old HP value of whom? Of the enemy unit creature HP. We want to know that also. Okay, there it is. Okay, so now let's go inside of each one of these. Okay, we're gonna be building this inside of each one of these if statements. Okay, so if we select the first attack, we got the message, but nothing was happening. There was no math happening. So here is where the math happens. So we're gonna be creating a variable as we did in the enemy. Okay, so this is gonna be looking like, and now we got what we want to get: the creature and the receive damage method from the enemy unit. Okay, so this is the inverse. We want to get the receive damage method from the enemy unit, and who is going to damage the enemy? The player unit dot creature. And which attack is gonna be the one? The attacks. Remember, this is a list, and we wanna go inside that first space of that list. Okay, so we're gonna be using that attack when we are damaging this enemy. When we click this select attack, this first button for our first attack. Okay, so also we wanna reduce the power points of that attack. Okay, so let's go into the first attack, and that attack has a power points value, and we can subtract. Okay, this makes the subtracting formula result. Okay, so there it is. So now in the enemy HUD, we wanna update the creature data, and we wanna pass the old HP value for that creature. Okay, we want that result which is coming from here. Okay, so there it is. So after that, we wanna yield return, and remember the same thing. We wanna return the damage description, if this attack is critical, if it is effective, or if it isn't effective. Okay, so that is all that we need. So after all of this, we want to know if we are dead. Okay, so if damage desk dot dead is true, we want to yield return battle dialog box, set dialog, and we wanna we wanna know if the enemy creature is dead. So here we can say, okay, this is gonna be $sign, okay, for string. This is gonna, you have killed A, and let's open up curly brackets, and who are we killing? The enemy unit dot creature dot base dot name. Okay, here is where we say we killed that creature with this attack. Okay, so we want to know if damage desk is dead, and where is this coming from the creature. Okay, from the creature received damage, which is the one that is getting the info from the health points if it is down to 0. So that is where we do that. Okay, so after that, we want to set the enemy unit play death animation. We want to play the death animation of that creature we just killed, and we want to yield return new, wait for seconds, and let's wait for 1.5 seconds. Okay, so here after this line, you could implement whatever happens when you kill an enemy. You could go back into the top-down camera, or you could go into another enemy, or you could get a prize. Whatever happens in your type of game, on your turn-based game, is implemented here when you kill that creature with that attack. Okay, so else, if that creature is not dead, if that enemy creature is not dead, we're gonna start curating the enemy action curating. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so for now, we're gonna remove this start curating enemy action. We're gonna remove that from down there, because now we're gonna be calling it here inside of each if, when we know if that enemy is dead or if it isn't dead. So erase that line that we had at the end of this select attack. We had it right at the end of that method. Erase that line, because we're not gonna be calling that enemy action method at the end of it. We want to know when are we going to call that. Okay, so that is what we're gonna do. So to make things shorter, we're gonna select all of this. So make sure you select it up to here to the damage desk one. Do not select this one, the one that had already the message for the attack that we use. Select that one. Let's copy this and let's paste it to the other if statements. Okay, so I'm gonna select all of these. There it is. Okay, so let's go into this. There it is. I'm gonna paste that there. Let's go into this one. I'm gonna paste that there, and let's go into this one. I'm gonna paste that there. And now we just need to go and change the values, because remember, these were the values for the attack on the zeros based in the array on the list. So this is the one. So let's change this one to 1. Let's change this one to 1 because we wanna reduce the damage points. If we use that attack, we wanna go subtracting the power points of that attack. Okay, so this one is gonna be the 2, and this one is gonna be the 2, and the last one is gonna be here the 3, and this is going to be the 3. Okay, so let's save this, and we have no errors for now here. And let's go and see if this is already working or if we have to fix anything. Okay, so let's press play. So we have some compiler errors. Okay, we are getting here a small error. Let's see where is this coming from. Player HUD, update creature, old HP value. Okay, so there it is. Yes. Okay, so let me find that one. Okay, so sorry. I think here is the player unit. Okay, so I'm gonna save this one. Let's save all of these scripts one by one so we don't get any compilers. Sometimes you have to save all of them for Unity to detect anything that we updated in all of them. Okay, so let me set this one to enemy unit for now. Let's save this one and let's go back into Unity. Let's wait for it to compile. Okay, we're gonna clear this. We're gonna press play, and there it is. Now we're going to play mode. So that was the issue that we had. Okay, so the script marauder attacked us first, and now we're getting this small error here. Okay, so as you can see, the health bar is updating. Okay, so this is working not as we wanted, but it is already kind of working. So let's go and see how we're gonna fix this. Okay, so we're gonna stop that there, and we're gonna go and find where this error is. Okay, so let's go and do that. Okay, so this must be a health bar error or bug. So let's go into the health bar script. Let's open this one, and what is happening is that this is like looping all over again and reducing the value of the x, of the scale of the x. Okay, so here is the error I did. So pay attention here so you fix this and this doesn't happen to you. Okay, so I was using this update quantity. I use it mistake. I did a mistake there. I don't want that float value there. I want here the current scale minus the normalized value. Okay, I want that here. I don't want this float here. Okay, I want this result, but not the same as the update quantity float there. So that I think is going to be fixing my issue with our health bar. Okay, so pay attention to that so you don't make the same mistake. But I think this is going to get fixed. Okay, so let's save this up and let's go back into Unity to see if this got fixed. So let's press play and our enemy is gonna attack first. So there it is. It used Mental Stone and yes, it got fixed. Okay, so we can see that we are getting our health decreased. Okay, so this is already working great. So let's see if we can decrease the health of the enemy. Let's press fight. Let's use Digital Shock and let's see if the power points are going to get decreased in the next loop. Okay, so let's press Digital Shock and it is not effective. It said it is not effective, but the enemy attacked back and that was a critical hit. The messages went really fast. We can add some more seconds between those messages, but the battle is gonna be very slow if we do that. So let's go into fight and Digital Shock. As you can see now, we have decreased the power points of that attack specifically. So let's try another one to see which of these attacks is more effective against this Excrypt Marauder. So let's hit up the Plasma Shot. So it says we decrease some points and it goes very fast. So we have to add some type of waiting time between that. We're gonna go and do that, but let's see first what happens when we get killed by this enemy, because we're gonna get killed by this enemy. So let's press flight. Let's set this one to Mental Zone. Yes, there it is. It's a critical hit. Yes, we get attacked by the enemy. There it is. Select our last attack. There it is. Let's use that one. And yeah, we aren't. So we got killed. And as you saw, we just disappeared. So why did we disappear just like that? Because the death animation value is 0. So we gotta go and change that. So let's go into our player. Let's select our player and our die time animation right now it's 0. We can set this one to maybe 2.5 seconds. Okay, let's try 2.5 seconds. Okay, so let's go back into our battle manager script to fix up those attacks, those messages that are going way too fast to the other ones. So yeah, we're going way too fast to the enemy attack after we attack. So we wanna wait for some seconds here. So we wanna yield return. Remember, before going into the enemy action, let's go into each of these selected attacks and let's set this one to maybe 1 second. We want to wait 1 second after we attack. So let's copy and paste that one before going into each of our enemy actions. Okay, so let's select that one there. There it is. Okay, and finally, yeah, we have 1, and we have 2, we have 3, and just this one. We needed that one. Okay, so let's save this, and now the gameplay loop is gonna be making some pauses before going into the enemy action, enemy attack. Okay, so now we fixed the animation, the death animation of whichever of these 2 creatures dies. We can set that animation. Let's fix the one for the enemy die time animation. Let's set it to 3 seconds. Okay, so it's gonna go fading for 3 seconds. So let's change our enemy level to 2. We're gonna set it to 2 so we can attack first. Okay, so let's press play to see if this is working. Okay, so it appears it doesn't attack because now it's of a lesser level than us. So our speed is faster than that one. So we can attack first. Okay, so let's fight. Let's hit the Plasma Shot. We used Plasma Shot and we almost killed it on 1 hit. You saw that? It went very fast and we almost killed it in 1 hit because now we are of a higher level than the enemy, and this is how and where role playing games work. This is how they are built. This is like the bread and butter of how RPG games work. The leveling and how, like in Dark Souls or Pokemon, it was very hard to defeat a higher level enemy like a level 6 against a 51. This is where the math is happening. As you saw, our attacks were very ineffective against the enemy before in the first try because we were of a much lower level than the enemy. But now I used the same attacks I was using, and as you saw, these are way more effective against that enemy. And that math is going to go scaling up as you go leveling inside the game. So that's the power of building this type of system in the way that we built it. So let's go into fight. Let's kill this enemy, because if I hit this whatever whichever of these attacks, I know I'm gonna kill this one. Okay, so let's hit up the grenade. We use the grenade. It is not effective, but it says we killed the Scrix Marauder. And I saw that that animation was a bit late. We already know where we can fix that. I will leave that for you. You can change the place where those animations happen. They can happen before or after, so you can go and fix that. But as you saw, we now have a fading animation for the enemy when it dies. So let's try this gameplay loop for one more time to see how all of this is connecting. It is very exciting to see this working, as it was a long journey to get to here. So let's go and see how that works again. So let's change the levels of the enemy and the player. So the player is going to be a level 10, okay? And our enemy is going to be a level 16 or 18. Let's try 18, okay? And let's go into play mode. Let's try that. A Scrix Marauder creature has appeared. Yeah, it attacks first. As you saw, its speed is faster than us because it has a higher level. Let's hit up fight. Let's go into plasma shot. It's gonna decrease, as you saw, very little health points. It's a small amount of health points that got decreased from the enemy because we have a much lower level than the past gameplay. So let's play until we get killed by the enemy, and it is extremely effective. As you saw, those messages are working great. Digital shock we're gonna be using, it is not effective. The Scrix Marauder attacks back and it almost kills us. So let's go into fight. Let's go into grenade. We used grenade, it is not effective, and it uses mental stun, and we have been killed by a Scrix Marauder. And as you saw, the fade animation is working, and this is already looking like a fully playable turn-based combat system. Okay, so this is very exciting. So we're gonna go and add some minor details, the numbers that go here telling us how many health points we have. We can add that here, so we're gonna go and do that, but this is already working, and that is a minor detail for all of these systems. So let's go and build that so we can end this cool series of how to build a turn-based combat system. Okay, so let's go and do that. Okay, so let's go back into Unity and let's go and let's find the player HUD first. Okay, so this is very simple. Okay, there's no depth to it. So inside our player HUD, let's find our HP bar. Okay, we want to find our health bar full, and inside our health bar full, we're gonna go into right click UI, we're gonna add inside a text. Okay, so we can add that text wherever we want. We're gonna center it here. Like in some games we can see those numbers here, so we're gonna do that here. Okay, yeah, let's try doing that. In the original one that I was building for Spaceman Memories, we had these numbers here to the right, but let's build this one just for the sake of finishing this and for the sake of simplicity to see this working. Okay, so this text is going to be, let's change it to pixelary. Let's change its color to white. Yeah, it's okay, white. And this is going to be maybe HP equal to 10. No, let's get rid of the HP and let's just set it to numbers. Okay, let's set it directly to numbers, so leave some space if this, so if these numbers get bigger, we can have some flexibility there. Okay, so let's change this object name to HP text. There it is. Okay, so there it is. So let's select it and let's center it to wherever we want. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, it looks right. Yeah, okay, looks okay right there. And now we can go into our BattleHut script. Let's go into our BattleHut script. And in our BattleHut script, we can add a new variable to set it to that text. Okay, so this one is going to be of type public text. This is gonna be creature health. Okay, great. That's the one that we're gonna be setting there. And also let's go down here into our decrease health points. We wanna set, let me see, we're gonna be setting this here in update creature data. No, that is okay, that is okay. Okay, so let's go into our decrease health points, and here we wanna do inside this loop, we wanna, after we decrease the health points, we wanna go updating that creature health text data. Okay, so creature health is gonna be equal to, and this is going to be a string, and this is going to say, let's open up curly brackets, this is gonna be old HP value, and outside the curly brackets we're gonna use that line, and let's open up other curly brackets because we wanna get the health, the max health points from our creature. Okay, so that's why we were using this one to differentiate the creature that from the creature we are using here. Here we know we are getting the health points of this creature, the one that we assigned here. Okay, so there it is. So after this, we wanna create a creature health dot text, and this is gonna be equal to also a string. We wanna set all of this to a string, and let's open up curly brackets because we are going to go inside that data creature dot HP, and outside, let's go here, let me change that into creature dot max health points, and there it is. Okay, so let's save this one, and this has to be public, And now let's go back into our Unity game. And as this is very flexible, it is a very modular system. And if I added that new variable, that new field to the battle HUD, this is going to update the inspector for both of the HUDs of the player and the enemy. So let's go into the player HUD, and now we have a creature health field here. So let's drag our health points text here. Okay, great. So now let's go and hit play to see if this is kind of working already. Okay, so let's press play, and Script Marauder has appeared. It has, as you saw, it is it is working in some way. We didn't have the max health points number at the beginning, but this is already working and it is updating numbers as we are seeing. Okay, so we're just going to go and fix that, and it is a minor detail. So I'm gonna press fight to see if this is working, if it is decreasing the health points. It is not effective. Great. And as you saw, those points are getting decreased, and it is looking really cool. And here we're going to encounter this problem. As you can see, when this health bar goes all the way to here, we aren't going to see um, this text. Okay, so we gotta fix that in some way. So let's press 5 to see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's receive the attack from the enemy. There it is. And now we can't see that text. Okay, so we gotta go and fix that in some way. So let's select this text and let's see if we can add some type of stroke. No, we're not gonna be adding a stroke. That looks funky. Let's better add a health bar background. Okay, yeah, we already had that one. We already had built it with that one, and this is where we can change the color of this background to something that looks more suitable with this. Okay, so I'm gonna set it up to this darky blue purple. Okay, and I'm gonna scale it up to the size of the health bar, the blue health bar. Okay, so let me see that there. Okay, yes, I want to scale that. Okay, so I'm gonna select it and I'm gonna scale it up to there. Okay, so let's try how this looks again. So let's press play. Oh, there it is. We can see it. We can get the attack, and now that is looking much better. And even when we go under these numbers, we are still going to be seeing the health points, the text. Okay, so let's press fight. Let's press digital shock. Yes, and there it is. Everything is working okay. Let's get killed by that enemy. Let's press fight another time. We just digital shock. Yes, not effective at all, and we get killed by this enemy. So we're gonna go, and as you can see, we have these numbers and they look okay with this background. Now we're gonna go and fix how these numbers are updating, because now we have we have this bug where this number from the left is getting higher than this from the right, and also at the beginning we aren't getting the right max health points for the creature. Okay, and when we finish that, we can duplicate it and pass it over to the enemy. Okay, so let's go and find where we're going to fix that. Okay, so let's stop this and let's go and do that. Okay, so this issue must be related with the battle HUD. So let's go into the battle HUD and let's see where can we fix this. So we set the creature data. So we set the name, we set the level. Oh, there it is. So I was remember we were using before. We were setting the health points before with this health bar set HP method, but now we have a much powerful method, which is the one we created here to update things dynamically in real time. So we're gonna be using that one here. Update creature data, and now we pass the creature HP health points. Creature dot health points. There it is. That's the one that we needed to fix for this to start working. We can see the right amount of health points at the beginning of the battle. Okay, so let's fix that one. Let's save that one. And don't worry if you are getting this error for now. This error is related to the HUD of the enemy. It's this is the backend of the game is trying to update some data here, and there is no text assigned there. There is no text for the points, the health points of the enemy. So that's why we're getting this error. So let's go and fix that so we don't get that error. So let's go and let's duplicate this HP text. Let's hit Ctrl D and let's drag and drop that one inside our HP bar full of our enemy. Okay, so there it is. So now let's go and move it to where we need it. It would be around here. Okay, it will be around there. Okay, and let's make sure our health bar background for our enemy has also the right size and the right color. Okay, let's set it up, as I said, to some kind of bluish purple, dark bluish purple right there. Okay, so now let's gonna clear this and let's go into our enemy HUD, and our enemy HUD is asking for some text here for the creature health. So let's drag and drop that one there. Okay, so now let's go back in here, unselect everything so you don't get that weird error you get here in Unity when something is selected and you go into play mode. So unselect that when you are working with UI. So let's press play and everything should be working great. Yes, no errors, everything is working great. We get the attack and now we can see we are seeing some cool numbers there. Everything is working great. So let's hit it up there. You use mental stun, and now the health points are getting decreased. We are seeing the right values right there. Let's press fight. Let's click again, and yes, everything's working great. And we're gonna get killed, and now we see the animation for our player getting killed. Okay, so let's try that one time again. And here what we want to make sure that we see here at the beginning, not 10 of 10 points, but 60 of 60, which are the health points of this creature at this time of the game, depending on the level and the attributes that we set up on the scriptable object at the beginning when we created that player. Okay, so let's see if we are getting 60 of 60 again. So let's press play and let's wait for it. And yes, everything is updating okay. And now this is working as we intended. And now you have a working turn-based combat or battle system, whichever you want to call it. Everything is working. And now you know in the code where you can implement whatever you want to whatever you want the game to happen, to make when you get killed or you kill the enemy. As I told you, we left that line as a comment, and there is where you are going to be calling anything you want, and that's what makes this system so flexible and so modular, so scalable and so powerful. Okay, so cheers to you for coming all the way to here. It was a long journey to get this working, but now we have a working battle system. If you have any ideas about the leveling or whatever of that math, don't worry. It's very simple. As in any type of game that you are making, you already have access to the level of the creature. Okay, this is the same type of value as in the health points or whatever the attacks. So you can access that and you can start adding those levels depending on what happens inside your game. You already know how to change those values inside the scriptable objects in real time, and that's how you're gonna go leveling the creatures or the enemy or whatever you want. Okay, so that's how that is going to be working. So now we have a working, cool, updating battle system where everything is dynamic and we have some complex math happening in the back end of this system, which is really, really cool. Okay, so here's to you for coming all the way through here. Maybe I will go and extend this tutorial series, but for now we're gonna be leaving it here. So I gotta go back into my game and go and add some more stuff. So I'm gonna be coming back to the series, but later. But for now, you already have a working system that you can implement in any type of turn-based game here in Unity, which is really, really cool. So see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye.
If I had $1 for every time that my life took a sour turn, I'd be rich and rolling violent and hollering at your girl. I'd be making little money and spending it like I'm rich. I'd be making bad decisions and thinking that I'm the